of a tornado that could be produced here very shortly with this. And we're going to take you to one of our wind modes. This is velocity, showing you where the winds are blowing to and from radar. And Nathan, kind of difficult to pick up here, but it's somewhere in this general area near Stuttgart along Highway 63. There is a bit of an inflow notch with this particular line, with this particular severe thunderstorm or possible tornadic thunderstorm, and the movement is to the northeast at 55 miles per hour. And folks, again, we can't apologize enough. This is what we were afraid of, knowing that we have basketball tonight on THV 11, but we also knew that we had a very high risk of some severe weather in Arkansas, and it's our duty to make sure these folks know what's happening. So there you go. If you live in Ulm, if you live in Clarendon, Duncan, Monroe, up the road here, you're going to be impacted eventually by this severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado over the next few minutes or so. So that's what we have currently, Nathan.
Tom, this does have the look of possibly a hook echo trying to develop, and it's ahead of everything else. So yes, it is concerning as it makes its way out of Arkansas County, moving into Monroe County. So Clarendon, but certainly the community of Ulm, Rowe, Duncan, Holly Grove need to watch out for this storm very closely. It's Doppler radar indicated, but there is some rotation there. Let's go over to Storm Track 11 now, and we'll take a look at that as well to see if this is starting to pinpoint some rotation within this cell. I'm seeing it right around Ulm, the community of Ulm, very close to Casco, and also Holly Grove. I'm going to switch over here, Tom, to the winds within this, and we're not seeing like a tight coupler. We're seeing definitely a rushing of the winds out of this storm. So this was a severe thunderstorm warning earlier. It could still be producing winds of 50, maybe as high as 60 miles per hour as it makes its way through Prairie County, Arkansas County, now entering into Monroe County. But there could be just enough rotation that they're saying, all right, we're going to issue a tornado warning just to be on the safe side.
It would be right here. Here's Ulm, here's Rowe, Clarendon up the road there. Very strong thunderstorm, a supercell thunderstorm within the line, and that's what we've seen, the line and the supercell thunderstorms within the line racing to the northeast. As you can see just how quickly it's moving. This warning was issued just a few short minutes ago, and it is now to the northeast of Stuttgart. So Stuttgart, it looks as if for the meantime, you guys are fine, but this storm really wrapped up quickly as it moved to the northeast. So Ulm, it's right over the top of you now, soon over Rowe and Clarendon. Movement northeast, 55 miles per hour. This now replaces the tornado warning we had earlier that is still, I think there's still a threat of some severe winds, but this is what we're keeping an eye on. Very difficult to pinpoint any strong rotation, but we do have that warning. Ulm up to Rowe, Clarendon. You folks hopefully have found your safe place and you're taking shelter.
And it looks like there's something interesting happening just to the southwest of Brinkley too, Tom. I'm seeing maybe a little rotation in that area as well. So Brinkley, just be on the lookout, because it looks like this is trying to show a little more rotation within the northern part of the cell. So this is a nasty line, lots of lightning, lots of thunder, heavy rain, and also we've got that threat of damaging wind gusts, large hail, but there could also be maybe a few rotations developing in this line as it races its way off to the east about 50 to 55 miles per hour. I've got a track on here for you, Tom, on Max 1, and I've got it about 65 miles per hour, I believe. So there is the timeline for people in the path of this dangerous storm and where the rotation is headed for.
Yeah, lots of communities there. Lookout, Aberdeen, Holly Grove, Park Grove, Monroe, Buckhorn, and Aubrey, Arkansas. Here's the time you'll be affected by this. And again, we're trying to find the strong area of rotation within this in terms of where it could be producing a tornado. And it could be that the cell is cycling down. It will cycle back up quite possibly over the next few minutes. But this tornado warning continues for Arkansas, Monroe, and Prairie till 7:15, another 45 minutes. Let's see. We are getting reports of I-40 near Hazen. There could be a wall cloud, but not anything that's touching down I-40. So this is going to affect folks as we head off through the northeast. That may be another storm along I-40. And I think what we're going to do here, Nathan, and I hesitate, but we're not trying to diminish the importance here. because we don't have anything that strongly indicates that we have something. We're going to keep it on our streaming platforms. This was what I was talking about. THV11 Plus. You can watch us on Facebook and YouTube if you live in East Central Arkansas, Clarendon, Holly Grove. We're going to be here with you on those platforms. But for the rest of our audience that is interested in seeing NCAA basketball, we're going to take a break from here, and THV11 will go back there, but we're going to be here. We're going to give it just a second, but Nathan and I will be here covering this tornado warned area here in East Central Arkansas, and another tornado warning issued for Ashley and Chico County. So let's go back to basketball on the main channel, and we'll keep it here on our platforms. Thanks again for joining us. Continued coverage of tornado-warned storms for those of you in East Central Arkansas that are watching us on our platforms, THV11 Plus, also on our streaming on the app, Facebook and YouTube will be here through the duration to make sure that you're safe. Nathan Scott joining me tonight, and we've got a tornado-warned storm in East Central Arkansas and another tornado warning that was issued not long ago in Ashley and Chico counties in far southeast Arkansas. But Nathan, this has got our attention here in East Central Arkansas, affecting places like Clarendon, Duncan, and Holly Grove. This warning remains in effect until 7:15 tonight. And we haven't had anything confirmed, but we know that we have seen some strong rotation from within the supercell thunderstorm. Nathan.
And that's been the case, Tom. Looks like we've been seeing rotation, but we have not got any confirmed damage reports. We have not seen anything show up on radar to say that there's been anything touching the ground, but you just got to take this situation seriously because we're in an environment where these storms are spinning like tops, and whether or not the funnels are reaching their way down to the ground or not, they may be for a brief amount of time. But the big concern is we do have a situation where we're not only going to see maybe a potential of a tornado, but it could be a strong tornado that lasts on the ground for a long period of time. So now we've got two tornado warnings that have been issued. The first one is for Monroe County. Stuttgart, you have been cleared out of that tornado warning, but you are still under the tornado warning for you folks in Ulm, Rowe, Duncan, Holly Grove, and into Monroe. So pretty much a large part of Monroe County, a small part of eastern Prairie County, and a sliver of Arkansas County. Again, that does not include you folks in Stuttgart. The threat has passed for you folks in Stuttgart. When we take a look at the radar, it is lots of colors showing up. There's probably some hail along with this line, and also winds of 50 to 60 miles per hour, maybe greater than that. There's the hail now tool showing the potential there could be quarter size to maybe ping pong ball size hail about to move over Rowe and Clarendon. That could certainly cause some damage to some vehicles, but the main concern is the potential of a tornado. When we take a look at the winds to see if there's any rotation, I'm not seeing
just hard to pick
anything that really is screaming out to me, Tom. Let's go over to Storm Track 11. Let's take a look at that as well.
We'll be over Clarendon.
We're going to zoom back here a little bit, just go back to where they first issued that tornado warning. And I think it was for that little green splotch just to the north of Stuttgart, just to the south of the airport of Stuttgart. And then the tornado warning came out, and then that same area was very close to Ulm. Now we're kind of losing that. It's not showing up as much in that part of Monroe County, going from Prairie County into Monroe County. But nonetheless, this is still a power-packed storm. And when we take a look at the spectrum width to see if I'm seeing any chaotic flow or winds going in different directions with this tool, and rewind it back here to see if that was the case. It was showing up a little bit close to Stuttgart, but again, I'm not seeing anything that's saying, yes, there's definitely a tornado on the ground at this time.
Let us just say this, that from here on out, until this system finally gets out of the way, probably within the next couple of hours in East Central Arkansas, Southeast Arkansas still has a ways to go. We're also getting quite a bit of flooding, flash flood warnings coming about. If we can, let's go back to Max 1 and take a look at a statewide viewpoint and just show you what's going on. Of course, thank you for joining us. I know this is going to affect folks in eastern and southeastern Arkansas for the next couple of hours or so with this tornado warning that we have. There's also a tornado warning in Ashley County and Chico counties. Southeast Arkansas is the area that is really the best primed for this severe weather episode tonight. Let's call it that. Okay, we're getting another report that southeast of Stuttgart is where they might be seeing some rotation, maybe some on radar. And there's Stuttgart right here. We're not seeing a warning in terms of a tornado warning now for downtown Stuttgart. That has been taken away and lifted away. But these are the areas of concern. And you see the lightning. These are strong thunderstorms. Another very strong thunderstorm here in Jefferson County, in Union County, that is going to affect areas that have the best likelihood of seeing a tornadic thunderstorm later tonight or through the evening hours. So don't let your guard down, southeast Arkansas. We still have a little ways to go. What are we looking at here? There's the tornado warning. There might be a little bit there near Clarendon. Otherwise, we've got the severe thunderstorm warning and some very strong winds.
There's something there to the southeast of Stuttgart.
There is. Oh, right there. You're right there. I totally looked over it. Here's Stuttgart, southeast of Stuttgart.
It just developed.
Yeah, near Goldman and Yoder, Arkansas, a couple of smaller communities. Not in the warning, hasn't been issued for them yet. We'll keep an eye on that, but yeah, it just kind of spun up real quick. That's what happens sometimes. These things will go through a cycling process, and that's what we're looking at. There's no confirmed, no warning on it yet, but let's pretend like there is. And let's get to our safe place tonight. And up the road, we have that warning that's in effect for parts of Monroe County. Okay, National Weather Service says we do not see anything on radar that would indicate rotation, okay, except for an area of rain. But that looks like some rotation there. We'll just have to keep an eye on it closely.
Yeah, it looks like a little inflow notch there too. So that's something to watch.
Yeah. Okay. And as we go into a little broader perspective, for those of you, this is East Central Arkansas, Monroe County, Clarendon here. Just down the road, you've got Forest City and Marianna. The severe thunderstorm warning continues for Stuttgart. And there could be, there is some little rotation, looks like was being seen there on our velocity map. There could be the potential of a developing tornado there. But this is the severe thunderstorm warning. Des Arc, you're in the severe thunderstorm warning. Devall's Bluff, Brinkley, Cotton Plant, intense thunderstorm moving through here. Looking at the way this is bowing out, if there's not rotation or wall cloud or a potential tornado, there'll be some very strong wind gusts as that storm continues to move to the east. 55 plus mile per hour movement on these cells as they move away. All right, so with that, we have that tornado watch. And if we can, real quick, Roger, let's go to Max 2, just to pop in the watch. There have been some counties removed from the tornado watch. Certainly some good news. Once the line moves through your region, you guys will be safe. Little Rock, Pulaski County is out of the tornado watch. Hot Springs, Arkadelphia, Hope, and up toward northeast Arkansas, we still have a little ways to go. It's the eastern and southeastern part of the state that are dealing with the severe thunderstorm and tornado warnings. And we can go back to Max 1 and show you who is impacted by this particular tornado warned storm. Clarendon, it's moving through your area as we speak. Ulm, strong storms there in Stuttgart. We're looking at another very strong thunderstorm moving through your area right now. Nathan?
It looks like it's primarily damaging wind threats. It's certainly like a bow echo a little bit. We've seen that backward sea that's moving through Clarendon. So you got a lot of lightning, a lot of thunder. If there is something, it's going to be to the south of that. So just to the south of Clarendon, we're going to take a look at the winds once again to see if there's anything really showing up. There's some high winds that have made their way through Clarendon along not Interstate 79, but Highway 79, Highway 49, and this will be headed towards Marianna and getting into Lee County. So if you have any friends or family in Lee County, the National Weather Service out of Memphis did not go ahead and extend the tornado warning. They're going to go ahead and issue a severe thunderstorm warning with a tornado possible tags. But if you have any friends or family into Lee County, just give them a heads up and say, hey, there's potential. There could be a tornado with little to no warning. Just because you're under severe thunderstorm warning, don't take it lightly, because we do have that situation where it could happen pretty quickly. When we take a look at the winds to see if there's any rotation, I'm not seeing it that clearly, Tom. Let's go back over to Storm Track 11. Let's take a look at it from there. And I'm going to take a look at the NROT tool, or the rotation tool, and it's a lot of noise. I'm not seeing anything clearly saying, okay, this is definitely rotating in this part of Monroe County. Nonetheless, want you guys to be safe. Go ahead and take your tornado precautions. Holly Grove, Rowe, Clarendon, Blackton, just because you are under that tornado warning until further notice. That tornado warning remains in effect until 7:15 for those areas. Take a look what's happening down to the south into southeast Arkansas, where we still have the tornado warning in effect for northeast Ashley County and northern parts of Chico counties. We have one lone cell. Looks like it's a little bit of a supercell thunderstorm. Looking at the winds within that cell, there's definitely some rotation, and that's why they did issue that tornado warning. The NROC tool showing maybe a little bit of something happening around the area of Montrose.
Yep.
Looks like they did issue that for that cell. So if there's something happening within that cell, it's going to be over the city of Montrose and moving very close to Lake Village and then off to the northeast. But nothing has been confirmed.
Yeah, let me mention this. The tornado warning for Arkansas, Monroe, and Prairie have been canceled. So that's been canceled. Arkansas, Monroe, and Prairie counties have been canceled. The only tornado warning now we have is in southeast Arkansas. So just wanted, I'm sorry to interrupt, Nathan. Just thought I would pass that along for those of you that are concerned about that here in east central and southeast Arkansas. So with that in mind, we now turn our attention. There's two supercells here, Ashley and Chico counties. There's more activity trying to come together north of Union County, and this line that's moving through that may be settling down a bit, but it can be a little deceiving. We see these storms cycle down and then pulse back up. We'll keep a close eye on that one moving out of Monroe County. That is actually moving into the Memphis National Weather Service and the Memphis viewing area, those eastern rows of Arkansas counties. So our attention will be with the Cleveland, the Lincoln counties, the Dallas counties, the Grant counties, and Jefferson County areas, Arkansas County, and Deshay County as these storms quickly move to the northeast, anywhere from 55 to 65 miles per hour. And this line continues to really plot along quickly. Anywhere west of that line, you get out over toward Arkadelphia, Camden, beginning to see better times there. Just a little while longer for you, El Dorado. And I'm going to let you take it, Nathan. I'm getting ready to sneeze. I apologize. I'll let you take it.
All right, so pretty much if you are to the west of this line, you're done with the threat of severe weather. That includes you folks into White County, into Pulaski County. Most of Lono County is done with the threat of severe weather. I'm going to switch over here because I was working on Storm Track 11. So when we take a look at maps now, and we break things down here for you. So White County, you're done with the threat of severe weather. Jackson County, you're done. Lono County, Pulaski County, the Little Rock Metro, we're done with the threat of severe weather. Into Grant County, Dallas County, Clark County, all along Interstate 30, we're done with the threat of severe weather through the rest of the night. Ouachita County, you're done. It's going to be these areas to the east that still have the potential of seeing some strong to severe thunderstorms that could produce damaging wind gusts, large hail, and yes, maybe the potential of tornadoes. So Arkansas County, Phillips County, over towards Memphis, and then Lincoln County, Cleveland County, Jefferson County, still not done yet. Give it another hour or so. And then for Deshay County, Chico County, Ashley County, Drew County, you're still under the threat of severe weather. And this will be out of the region probably in the next couple hours. So just stay with us, stay weather aware until probably about 8:30, maybe as late as 9 o'clock. And then all the severe weather will be moving out of Arkansas. Things will really start to quiet down and also dry out because we've seen some very heavy rainfall. We've got flash flooding warnings issued for a large part of the area, so certainly watch out for that. Once again, smaller creeks and streams, poor drainage areas, low-lying areas, all that will be susceptible to flash flooding out there through the course of the evening until this rain moves out. So we just had the one tornado warning issued for Chico County and into Ashley County with this one cell, Tom. Right. And it's packed with a lot of power because look at all that lightning now moving into Chico County.
Yeah, and you know, we've got some folks that watch us down here in Ashley and Chico counties. Here's Ashley County and here's Chico County. This is southern parts of Deshay County crossing over. So yeah, you've got a very strong thunderstorm, at least a couple of supercells here. They're moving very quickly northeast, 55 miles per hour. I do want to say this, we've got March Madness on our main channel right now, and here at halftime, Nathan, we're going to do a quick update as to what's going on around Arkansas. The good news is that about the western half of the state is seeing storms come to an end. If you're able to pick us up down around the Lake Village area, Eudora, right now Eudora, you're fine, but Lake Village, you've got that thunderstorm just off to your west, capable of producing a tornado. The good news, I think, so far tonight, although the potential is still there for some places to pick up a strong tornado. We haven't had anything confirmed just yet. We've had several warnings to pass along with strong rotation, but we haven't seen anything that gives rise to, hey, yeah, we've got some damage in this particular county. But we still have that line of storms. It's very strong, very potent, moving to the east. Some wind damage looks like as we look at our storm reports, might be a little bit over there toward Saline County. Also flooding. We've had a lot of heavy rain, Pulaski County under a flash flood warning, but our severe thunderstorm warnings now beginning to move out of the THV11 viewing area over into the Memphis viewing area. And here is the tornado warning that's in effect for Ashley and a little bit of Chico County in far southeast Arkansas. Still some very strong thunderstorms are occurring out over this part of the state. And this was the area that was expected to have most of it today. In fact, it was looking as if you look at all the ingredients it takes that really did expect to see somebody receive a tornado. Let's hope it doesn't happen tonight. I'm good with just some thunderstorm wind damage and these things getting out of the way. Severe thunderstorm warning is in effect now for Deshay and Drew counties. It's the same cluster of thunderstorms. So McGee and Dermott, you folks are under the gun with this particular severe thunderstorm warning. And the different color, this means tornado possible. Whenever we're talking about that, there's different variables with these severe thunderstorm warnings. And whenever you get to tornado possible, there's some wind energy there, could produce a tornado. So that's what that means. Severe thunderstorm warning, tornado warning as well for parts of Ashley and Chico counties. And as soon as I'll get an update, Kevin, tell me, are we nearing halftime yet, Kevin? Close. Whenever we get close, let's do a statewide reset. Just let me know, let Nathan know, and we'll bring everybody in. We'll do a quick 90-second update, and hopefully we won't have any more tornado warnings to mention. So that's where we are currently. Southeast Arkansas under the gun. Severe thunderstorm warnings continue to the north, and we're watching these storms, Drew County, Monticello, and more storms that are firing up in Bradley County, Calhoun County, Jefferson County, still with a strong thunderstorm, and it looks like a little appendage trying to develop there near Fordyce. That's Cleveland County, once again, into northern parts of Calhoun and Bradley County. So still, Nathan, still got some strong thunderstorms to be concerned with out there tonight over southeast Arkansas.
They're running into an environment, Tom, where, like we were saying, there's a lot of wind energy, so you got to watch out for, especially those cells starting to show a little appendage or a little hook here and there. So we got the one pretty close to the community of Banks headed towards Warren, and another one pretty close to Fordyce we have to keep a close eye on. Once you get west of that line, you're done with the threat of severe weather, but over the next 1 or 2 hours, still have to watch out for these cells in southeast Arkansas. When we take a look at Storm Track 11, we'll just take a look at the one cell that has that tornado warning with it into northeast Ashley County and northern parts of Chico County. Take a look at the NROT. It's still there just to the northwest of Lake Village. And when we take a look at the winds, now this is a little bit more difficult to interpolate because we are about 11,000 feet above the surface with the radar beam coming from Little Rock. Again, this is not the best area to get radar information, unfortunately, because the closest one is Little Rock. Then you got Jackson or you got Shreveport. So this is kind of just a radar dead zone for the most part because the radar beam is just too high to get a real good reading of what's happening into this part of Arkansas, unfortunately. But we're taking a look at the radar signature. There's definitely some curvature, still showing signs that this is a dangerous storm. Still has a lot of lightning with it. It's moving from Ashley County into Chico County, or it's already in Chico County, and it will get very close to the southeastern tip of, looks like, Deshay County before it enters into Mississippi. So that one primarily will stay into Mississippi once we get into the next 30 minutes or so. But it's these other cells we have to watch out for. The one approaching Warren into Bradley County, and then there's that other cell into Cleveland County. When we take a look at the winds within that cell, there's a little bit of rotation very close to Kingsland and also Rising, it looks like. So we'll have to be on the lookout for that. When I take a look at the NROT or rotation tool with that, not too much showing up, but there is a little hint that there could be a little spinning happening within that line as it makes its way through Cleveland County. So Cleveland County, just be on your guard. You're not done with the threat of severe weather just yet. Give it another 30 minutes to an hour, and then things will quiet down for you folks.
All right, so again, we're looking at the strongest activity in southeast Arkansas tonight with the warnings in southeast Arkansas, Ashley, Chico County, getting close to DeShay County. Severe thunderstorm warnings in effect there with the possibility. It's got tornado possible tag on it, so Drew and DeShay County, keeping a close eye here. You know, it looks, radar, if we can go back to Max 1, guys, can we do that? Yeah, thank you so much. I don't really see any individual cell per se, supercell. That concerns me. But there's a lot of stuff going on out there. Very heavy rainfall, some strong and damaging winds. This cell in northern parts of Bradley County, southern Cleveland into Drew County, that might be of concern here down the road. Also, this one that's in southern or northern Cleveland County, excuse me. Keep a close eye on that for any kind of rotation. But notice how quickly the storms are moving away. And the quicker they move away, you get into the clearing and you get into the safe zone. The severe weather threat becomes, well, it's over for you. It looks like now Dallas County, Grant County, Ouachita counties, you folks are in the clear in terms of severe weather. And it's just this quadrant here of southeast Arkansas. Now, you still have the watch, but the line of storms is quickly moving away from you. So we've got this quadrant from, let's say, Calhoun, Bradley, Cleveland, Lincoln County, Drew County, DeShay, Arkansas, and Monroe counties, possibly even Prairie County. Once we get that area out of the way, the weather should settle down and the tornado watches will continue to drop off on what has been a pretty active afternoon and evening. Again, we were expecting a lot worse than has actually happened. I don't want to jinx us there, but we are, I think we're getting to a point, Nathan, where we can breathe a little easier in some places, especially with these thunderstorms moving to the east. Wind is a big concern. Lots of lightning, possibly some hail. Strong thunderstorms here. That line is really intense over Pine Bluff up to Arkansas County, Stuttgart, Clarendon. So you're getting kind of a secondary hit with that line as it moves on through. And we'll keep an eye on the stuff south of Star City. So with that, central Arkansas settling down, Pulaski County, Saline County, Garland County, things are looking good right now as we will have a pretty quick clearing tonight and a beautiful weekend coming up. Just got to get through these next maybe a couple of hours of severe weather. Take it away, Nathan.
But like you said, Tom, we're seeing a messy convective mode. This is good news because storms don't like to compete with one another. They like to be by themselves and just feed off the environment by themselves and really strengthen to maximum capabilities as much as they can. When you have lots of storms competing for the same type of buffet, if you want to say, with the warm and humid air, then you're going to get more numerous storms, but not these individual supercells that can just take off and produce not only tornadoes, but strong tornadoes. That was a possibility out there this evening. According to all the weather information, it looked like, oh yeah, there's definitely going to be the potential of a strong tornado somewhere in southeast Arkansas. Right now, it looks like that chance is fairly low. Can't let our guard down just yet because you still are under tornado watch until probably about 9 o'clock here in southeast Arkansas. And then it's going to be Mississippi that's going to have to deal with the potential of some nasty weather going through the overnight hours. And that's why that watch has been until midnight for the most part. So this is the last bit, moving just to the west of Pine Bluff. Fordyce, things are starting to quiet down. You just have that one cell just to the northeast of you, but once that moves away in the next 15 minutes, you're done with the threat of severe weather. And then it looks like Hampton, things are quieting down for you folks, but it's going to be Ashley, Drew, Lincoln County, Arkansas County, Phillips, DeShay, Chico. Certainly needs to watch out over the next couple hours, probably until about 8:30 or 9 o'clock, and then we can say goodbye to this severe weather event and hello to some really nice weather for the weekend. We've got some very nice conditions expected for the weekend with temperatures into the low 70s. Nighttime lows dropping down into the 40s. Lots of sun on your Saturday. A great day to enjoy the outdoors. A little bit on the breezy side. The winds kicking in from the west-northwest about 10 to maybe as high as 20 miles per hour. But Sunday will also be very nice. So we just have to get through these next couple hours and then we'll have some really nice weather just in time for the weekend so you can actually get outside and enjoy it.
Yeah, just to pass along, Nathan, I know that we're keeping an eye on those storms in southeast Arkansas, around Ashley and Chico County. There was some wind damage reported down in Ashley County near Hamburg, wind gusts of over 65 miles per hour. Just wanted to pass that along. So we have had some very intense winds with these thunderstorms as they move through. Just a little sliver there of Chico County near Lake Village. That tornado warning continues. According to Jackson National Weather Service, they're going to keep that in effect until 7:30, although it may move out of the area before that time. So that's the only tornado warning that we have. It's in far southeast Arkansas. We'll turn our attention more to the thunderstorm wind gusts that we have with that line of storms moving through east central Arkansas. Once again, thank you for joining us on our platforms tonight. If you are in fact joining us, Facebook, we've got YouTube, our THV11 streaming app, and also on the phone. You can live stream us there. Let's see, what are they saying? Canceling tornado warning. And that's in Mississippi. I got my hopes up there for just a moment that was in southeast Arkansas. But that's from Jackson. Tornado warning continues for a little part here of Chico County, and that's going to be till 7:30. And if we can, let's take a little bit of a reset. Go back statewide. The storms began this afternoon in western and southwestern Arkansas. We thought we'd have about maybe 5-6 hours of these thunderstorms. This is all that's left. The warning boxes we have are in east central Arkansas. It looks like Monroe County still has a severe thunderstorm warning. Now these cells in Jefferson and Arkansas County don't appear to have a warning with them, but we have them down here in Ashley and Chico counties. But look how quickly this is moving out of the way. It is almost 7 o'clock. I think by 8 o'clock, the only area of concern will be those last two rows of counties, southeastern Arkansas counties, where we'll have to contend with damaging wind or a possible tornado. Putting it in motion for you, going back an hour, these are really moving along very fast. The line is moving at a pace of about 45 to 50, individual cells racing to the northeast at about 60 to 65 miles per hour. And we get a lot of questions on Facebook. Hey, are we in the clear? Anywhere from Searcy, Little Rock, Arkadelphia, even down to around Texarkana, west of that area, you are in the clear. Frontal boundary is pushing in, low pressure is moving away. So the area of concern is over the southeastern part of the state. And here in just a moment, when we head to halftime on our main channel, we're going to do a quick weather update, Nathan. I didn't know if you had heard from our producer on that, but we'll do that here in just a moment. As soon as March Madness goes to halftime, we're going to join in with the rest of the folks that are watching March Madness. All right. So there we go, beginning to settle down a little bit. There's your warning boxes east of Jonesboro, also just to the west of West Memphis along the I-40 corridor, and that tornado warning in northern Chico County that is getting ready now to cross over into Mississippi. I think that we're going to see it out of here before 7:30 tonight. And there's the severe thunderstorm warning that continues for Ashley County, not far from Crossett. Another cluster of storms in Bradley County that's lifting to the northeast. That's an area we'll have to keep a close eye on over the next hour or so. Pine Bluff, Jefferson County, northern Cleveland County, into Calhoun counties. Looks like something's trying to develop here in terms of that line. So I wouldn't be surprised if we saw a line completely develop and move out of the way, and hopefully it's going to weaken. In fact, I would think that the severe threat is going to diminish here sooner rather than later. Just got to get that one little area until 7:30, that tornado warned storm in northern Chico County, but still severe thunderstorm warning is in effect for you, McGee. You might be experiencing some pretty strong wind gusts, and even up toward Numa, some strong storms near you. Nathan, I'll let you talk for a few minutes here.
Well, Tom, like you said, it's just that one storm that has made its way into Chico County. We're still waiting on what's going to happen with that, because looking at the radar, it's hard to really detect because the radar beam's so high. It's about 10,000, 11,000 feet above the surface. But when we take a look at that cell, it does show a signature that there is certainly a little bit of rotation moving through northern parts of Chico County. It's almost at the border of Arkansas and Mississippi. So it's about to move over the Mississippi River very shortly. I'll zoom in here for you and we'll stop it. And this is looking at the Little Rock radar. And let me clean things up here, take off the lightning because that's a little convoluted. The gray, that's just the radar trying to depict on the potential of hail. So that's what that means if you're wondering, hey, what's the gray area? But if there is something happening, it's going to be right along Highway 278, about to enter from Chico County and get into Mississippi. So we've got Yellow Bayou, Macon Lake. You know, this is a very rural part of the area in Chico County, but of course 278 is a very popular road to take to go towards Greenville. So if you know anybody that's traveling in that direction, it's raining very hard. There could be some very high winds moving through that part of the area. When we take a look at the winds, remember this is still about 11,000 feet above the surface, but there's definitely something happening well into the cloud, well above the surface in this part of Chico County. Once again, moving from Chico County, about to enter into Mississippi. Here is the border of Arkansas and Mississippi. So it's really moving over more swampy areas, it looks like, Tom. And that's really the one cell that is of any concern when we take a look at the bigger picture. It's just very heavy rainfall, certainly some gully washers marching their way through Forest City, Marianna, Clarendon, back through Stuttgart, Pine Bluff. Still a lot of lightning and thunder. Things are really quieted down here into Little Rock. Things are drying out. All the lightning and thunder now into Lono County off to the east. And this will still stick around for the next 30 minutes to an hour. But I think the severe weather threat for Monroe County, for a large part of Arkansas County, Prairie County, Lono County, and even Jefferson County, you're done with the threat of severe weather. It's going to be, if there's anything left over, Arkansas County, Phillips County, Lincoln County, Deshay, Drew, Ashley, Chico counties. Those are the counties for the next 1 to 2 hours that still need to be on your guard, just for that potential that some of these storms could still intensify and may begin to rotate once again. Hopefully that's not the case, but we'll certainly be watching this every minute until these storms make their way out of Arkansas. And if you have friends or family in Mississippi, especially into the Delta area of Mississippi, make sure they have a heads up because they have to deal with these nasty storms headed in their direction.
I think we have a camera shot from Chico County, Nathan, that our producer Kevin was telling us about, and that area of concern is getting ready to cross over to the Arkansas River, so we might be ending our coverage a little bit earlier. But let's go ahead and show that camera shot from Chico County. Oh, there you go. That's our RDOT cam. What are we looking to the northeast here, Kevin? Can you tell me what direction we're facing? Okay, we're looking south. So if anything, Nathan, if there's anything spinning, we should be able to see it from this vantage point. Here it is, 7:03. This is one of the advantages of daylight saving time. We have a little bit more daylight. This is that warned storm in Chico County that is moving away and is not far from being in Mississippi. This warning will last until 7:30, or unless the National Weather Service in Jackson decides they're going to put an end to it. But pretty impressive sight there, Nathan. I don't really see much of a lowering, though.
It looks like a shelf cloud, Tom.
Yeah.
It definitely looks like a shelf cloud, which basically is when you've got the warm air that is getting pushed up by the cold air rushing out of the storm, and that creates the lowering of this cloud that kind of looms over almost like an Independence Day type situation, if you remember that movie. But I'm not seeing any wall cloud feature there. I'm not seeing any lowering of the cloud base. And then in the far distance, that's where the heavy torrential rain is taking place.
Yeah, in the far distance, you look out over in this general area, it looks like some very heavy rainfall on the leading edge of that thunderstorm that is moving through Chico County. I was looking for Jackson to see if they're considering continuing this severe thunderstorm warning. That's over in Mississippi. Have not heard if they're going to cancel this particular warning, although looking at some radar scans, I think that the danger has now pushed out of Chico County and is over in and has moved over the Mississippi River into Mississippi. So with that in mind, I think that's what I'm seeing. Although the warning is still in effect till 7:30, this is now effectively moved out of Arkansas into Mississippi. As we take one more look, we'll take a statewide viewpoint, and we'll take a break since we have no more tornado warnings in Arkansas, knowing that we probably may have another one or two to come back to. It's east and southeast Arkansas for the rest of the evening. Line of thunderstorms moving through east central Arkansas, extending back toward Jefferson County and Pine Bluff. Some strong wind gusts here, but I don't see any warnings. This is the only warning that we have. That extends through Cleveland, Lincoln County, down to Calhoun counties, moving into Drew County. Wouldn't be surprised if we get a warning there. Yeah, that's what we have. This was the area most likely to see the severe weather today, and we have seen a couple of warnings here. We had more warnings over central Arkansas as well. It is now 7:05, roughly 7:06. We appreciate you joining us on our apps and on Facebook and on our YouTube channel. What we want to do here is take a break, as really the danger part of that cell now looks like it is over in Mississippi. So why don't we take a break here? And if we get another tornado warning, we'll jump back on. And thank you again for joining us. For Nathan Scott, I'm Tom Brannon. Everybody have a